Okay, we're live. It's Wednesday, November 5th. Hope everybody's doing well. Weather is kind of chilling down. It's November. It's time for it to get colder, but not too bad. 40s in the morning, or maybe 37 today, and 50s in the afternoon. Hope everybody is doing great. This will be a short talk this week. Tomorrow I'm speaking at a foundation meeting on pancreatic cancer, so I will not be available. So I thought I would do it today. This week, I hope most of you know that it's Radiologist Technician Week. I know. It's Radiology Technologist Week, which is the oldest joke in the book, right? The oldest complaint. Technicians, technologists. But the truth of the matter, it's all the same. The people who determine how good your CT program is, or for that matter, how good your ultrasound program is, your MR program is, your plain film, your fluoro, you name it, it's really our technologists. The technologists, I think, in radiology, and we've always said this, are the most critical part of what we do and probably the least recognized. They're the ones that interface with the patients. Most radiologists never speak to a patient in their career unless they're interventional radiologists or maybe doing some biopsies. And particularly now with people being remote, they're not speaking to the technologists and they're not speaking to the patients, right? So the people who speak to every single patient are the rad techs. And whether it's someone who's sick, someone who's had trauma, someone's from the ICU, or someone just getting a calcium scoring or following up a nodule or whatever the study is, it's the technologist who really is involved. Our technologists are incredible, right? So first of all, you need to be really good with patients. You need to be patient. You need to be patient with patients and patient with doctors who are yelling at you to do the studies. And you need to be patient with patients, referring docs, and the radiologists. I think one problem with the technologists have now that they never had in the past was all the technologists knew the radiologists and all the radiologists knew the technologists. Now with people working remote or so many different shifts and people not being in the same place and the concern for RVUs where nobody gets up and no one wants to be interrupted, that's created kind of this issue with the technologists and the issue with nursing and the issue with everybody. No one really knows anybody anymore. You're all working for the same cause, the same company, the same patients, but everybody is spread everywhere all the time. I know I'm stuck in my office or over here reading all the time, so I don't see the text. So I know for 20 years in the hospital or in the cancer center or the Jayhawk, you just don't have the time. And the technologists don't have the time because they're so busy. Now, we do speak to them when they have questions and everything like that, but I don't think it's the same thing that used to be. Now, of course, way back when, I remember we started, we had 2 techs, then we had 3, and then 4, and now in CT we have 50. So between the 24/7, 365 work schedules and people being remote and people being busier than ever, I can give you, as Paul Simon would say, 50 reasons that we really don't see each other. I want to say that hopefully we can do better speaking to each other and seeing each other and lecturing to each other and teaching each other more in the coming year. But that may or may not be possible. But what is possible is for us to recognize how important the technologists are. I don't think there's any radiologist I've ever met from any institution anywhere who denied that. Everyone also knew that if you wanted to find out if a fellow was good, you called the chief technologist. You don't call a radiologist. Radiologists lie. or they don't even know. The technologists know how people behaved when they were on their own. Were they good? Were they bad? Were they pleasant? Were they not pleasant? So that becomes very, very important. I think, as we move forward and things get even more complicated, we need to figure out some way. We used to lecture to the technologists for CME. We ran for many years, 30 years, courses for the technologists. Then money dried up and there was no more meetings, right? There's no CME. Some parts of radiology, I was at a meeting last week where across the hall there was echocardiography, and they had a lot of technologists there. But in terms of CT and everything else, the techs still need credit, but they get a credit online. There really just isn't that connectivity. So what I want to say for this year is hopefully there'll be more connectivity. But more importantly, I want to thank each and every technologist who I work with, who does such an amazing job, who really takes amazing care of our patients, and who constantly are making certain that we're doing the right thing for every patient, every time. And for that, we thank you. I know a lot of techs use CTisus, the website, and all the other things we do. We just came out with a new app, which is really designed for technologists, so it's something, it's good for everybody, but technologists especially, so you might want to take a look at that as well. But anyway, have a great day, and have a great tech week. Bye-bye, everybody.